The following program is rated G and is suitable for viewing by all ages.
Hi, I'm Wendy, and I'm here in my kitchen. Oh, what should we call it? Maybe the Rutland Test Kitchen?
Sure.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm here with Alexandra Babbel and her friend.
This is Richard Takai.
Richard is going to be cutting stuff.
He's our cutter.
He's our cutter. Because neither of us apparently can be trusted with knives.
Well, I can't anyway.
Yeah, I'm fine. I've never stabbed anybody.
Oh, I've stabbed myself numerous times. It's all good. You guys do it.
30 seconds ago, when this wasn't rolling, she mimed stabbing me.
Yeah.
but we've known each other a long time.
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely kidding. And back there behind the camera, we've got Renee.
Hey, Renee.
And Renee's going to be watching the chat, so if anybody has any questions, just pop them on, and Renee will flag us and ask. So the plan today, we're going to be talking about you and your business.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you have a couple of soups that we're going to make.
Soup is important to me. I grew up on soup. There wasn't a main course very often in our Ukrainian peasant immigrant family, but we lived on soup. Oh. And I find soup to be extremely nutritious and satisfying. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to start, if I may, with a chicken soup. And then after that, I want to bring in this idea of lifestyle change and things that I have done differently for my own health and wellness to improve my nutritional intake, and that's where my friend Richard comes in, as he has taught me how to make miso soup at home and a number of other things that I think you're going to enjoy.
I'm excited about that. So to start off, just in case anybody doesn't know Alexandra, why don't you just say a little bit of your background and who you are? Well, we know you're a Ukrainian peasant.
Because I just yes, I am.
You're the fanciest peasant I've ever met. You're my fanciest friend.
Fanciest friend?
You are absolutely hands down.
I love that about you.
Renee, what do you think? Is she my fanciest friend?
I'll take it. I'll
100%.
take it.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I am the only American-born member of my family. My parents met and married in a refugee camp, and they immigrated to the States in 1957 after quite a lot of trauma and war-torn experiences. And so from an early age, I knew the value of hard work and also gratitude. So gratitude for a garden, gratitude for good food, and gratitude for family. So this soup that I'm bringing to you is exactly what my mother used to make, and it's very sentimental. I trained in opera. I have 4 tertiary degrees in music. I have a voice studio, Alexandra Babbel Voice Studios. I started Opera Kelowna, and I've had an international singing career myself. But now my new exciting diversion and thrust is to help others with their voice, whether they're classical singers, whether they're podcast speakers, public speakers, rock stars, anything to do with the voice that may be compromised. I've had the great privilege of helping others repair that, and maybe even metaphysically bringing people's voice back to them after they've been devoiced.
Ooh.
So 4 people have been able to,
questions.
Oh good, I love it. 4 people have been able to cancel their vocal node surgery after working with me. And I don't take personal credit for that. I'm not a doctor. Check with your doctor, you know, all that stuff. But I am proud to say that I do know about the voice. I don't know how to hold a knife, but I do know about the voice.
Good thing you're not doing
surgery. No, I wasn't. I wasn't slated for that part.
Okay, so what are your degrees? I thought
I have an
there's
associate
a music degree.
Yeah, associate in music, a bachelor's degree in choral music education, a master's degree in opera performance, and doctoral studies in opera pedagogy, how to teach other people how to do it.
Okay, does that help you with vocal health as well?
100%. There's a lot of vocal hygiene involved in keeping a voice healthy and then making its optimum expression.
Well, I feel like I'm really going to need to be a student of yours. I've noticed so many differences in my voice in the last 3 years. Almost a little bit like in my head. I don't know if it's just ringing around in my head bones, but it sounds a bit metallic.
I understand, and you know what, Wendy? So many people since the pandemic,
where we never talked to anybody.
Right?
Yeah.
First of all, we actually stopped using these muscles, and then secondly, for whatever reason, people are coming to me with great deal of hoarseness, lots of vocal trouble, feeling of a sound that comes out of their body and mind acidic. You'd use the word, you used metallic, but people have said acidic.
Yeah, very much.
So, should we get Richard to start chopping while we're chatting?
Yeah, what does he need to chop?
I would love...
Yeah, because we can talk forever and we need to...
Richard, I would love if you would beautifully chop 2 carrots and 2 of these celery stalks, and maybe even loosely chop this spinach, which comes into the soup a little later. Oh yes, and the onion. Thank you so much, I didn't see that. In the meantime, how we start this is we get a little butter and oil in the pot and sizzle it high. And then I'm going to put a little salt and pepper. That's perfect. Pot's perfect.
Okay.
We can't be fancy about the pot. My mom had just, ordinary pots. Okay. Whatever worked, probably whatever was at discount at Walgreens. Do you guys have Walgreens? Kmart? You guys know Kmart? No.
Oh,
okay.
I remember Kmart.
So these are just going to get these chicken thighs are just going to get salted and peppered. Are those verbs? I don't know, but I'm going to use
Salted and peppered?
Right. I'll get corrected later. Richard has profound vocabulary. He'll correct me later.
It's salted and peppered?
Yeah.
Okay.
He receives it. Okay, beautiful. And now, pepper.
Do you want oil?
No oil.
No oil. Do you want...
Butter.
Butter?
Yes.
She wants butter.
And you know what I'd like to share with you? I also have another little something, and that is that it doesn't take a lot of meat or chicken to make a really good soup. So we don't have to be heavy-handed with the protein, because back in the day, my people didn't have lots for the protein purchase. So my mother had a soup called Quer durch den Garten, which is a German way of saying going through the garden along the rows this way soup. And then we would have that for dinner sometimes. Oh yeah, we had meat maybe on Sundays.
Okay.
But that's about it. But this is the fancy chicken soup. What we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of butter into the pot.
I want to show off this
Show it up.
chicken.
I turned it upside down.
Look at that chicken.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good chicken. I put salt and pepper on both sides. That's it. Then we're going to turn that really high.
Okay.
And
do you want me to get this hot
Yes,
first?
please.
All right.
And then we will sear this. Meanwhile, our silent, elegant Japanese gentleman is cutting this celery and the carrots and the onions in beautifully, absolutely consistent size. This I could not do.
Is that even true?
It's true.
Wow.
Yes, look.
Look
see?
at you.
I know, it's insane.
And your
okay.
consistent cutting.
Yeah, though every piece will, measure it. Every piece will be perfect. So.
I feel like I want to do that now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right,
so that'll get started and that'll heat up, and this is really quite simple. We sear the chicken on both sides until they're golden brown. They don't have to be cooked through, don't worry about it. Then we add our veggies and we let them also sear in this beautiful way. I kind of just put it all together. Add the chicken stock, get it up to a boil, turn it down to simmer, ignore it, and later you're gonna have a beautiful pot of soup. Here's the secret ingredient though. Here we are. Are you ready?
I hope it's not love, 'cause that's gross.
What? What's gross?
When people say the secret ingredient is love, I'm like, what do you mean?
You know what? You and I both have long since left precious, pedantic speak. Have we not? And now it's just as it is. Here, sauerkraut. There's nothing sweet about it. But instead of adding cabbage, if you put a little bit of sauerkraut in your soup, it's amazing. Other little elements and ingredients that you may want to consider is a little glug of apple cider vinegar that gives us a little bit of acid, or sometimes a red wine vinegar. There was no alcohol in the house, so that's as far as we're going to go with my growing up. And then that's it. We've got a soup, man. How's it going over there?
Melted.
Okay, let it get nice and hot, and then we'll pile these right in there. So the simplicity of the ingredients of the food that I was raised with are also how I consider teaching people how to sing and how to repair their voice. It's simple. What we do is we don't ask you to do many things in order to sing well. We let you do less things in order to sing well.
Oh,
we
okay.
take away, we take away any obstacle there might be in order for your voice to work its optimum way. Ooh, I hear sizzling. So off you go. I love it. So I remove the tension in the throat simply by giving you exercises to mitigate cricoid muscle tension.
What's muscle? Where? Which?
Open your mouth. Let's go like, woo. Let me see your uvula. That's the little dangly thing.
But you knew that.
This muscle structure that you can release or you can use for singing and speaking. This should be in complete relaxation mode. Wow, this is a dedicated student over here. Another thing we can remove is tension from the mouth itself. The roof of the mouth can lift in order to get out of the way. Lifting to be out of the way.
It's a big bone. How do you lift that?
It's a fleshy, soft thing. Take your tongue and ride it along the roof of your mouth. Feel how it gets soft. It's lifted, almost like you're about to sneeze. Yeah, see? No, chopping and demonstrating over here.
Yeah.
What else can be in the way? Sometimes there's a lot of tension in the lower body, and we really have to let go of those muscles to take the breath. So it's not the rectus, there's not this guy where you sit ups and then you've got a six-pack like Richard does. It's not the obliques underneath, which are like a girdle, but the ones way down in there, the transverse abdominis, those deep down ones that I need for singing. Those, right?
Okay, so what are you supporting with? Everybody says support with your diaphragm. What does that mean? Is that true?
It's a misnomer, and it's something that people say and then regurgitate to each other, you
Yeah,
know, like many sayings.
That's what TikTok told me.
Well, then it must be true. What do I know?
I have a lot of information from TikTok that I need to run by you.
I love that. Okay. Wow. I love you. I mean, TikTok. Brilliant. First of all, I think that the pelvic floor must relax in order for you to get the breath lower into your lungs. It's a misnomer to say that you can put breath into the belly. That would be a disaster. But really what we're saying is when you let go, you can fill the lower part of your lungs with breath. That's what we're looking for. Oh, and then there's a gathering of the pelvic floor, a gathering of the abdomen. Everything gathers. While my cords even gather together, they adduct rather than abduct in order to make a sound. So it's supported completely by this part of my body, like martial arts, like Pilates, like classical singing. And if you don't have that, you end up with this sort of that's disengaged. Yeah. Or if you're just muscling through, it's not a good sound either. But you're looking for something, and it's easy. You can sing all day like that. All right, how's it going over there? Would we like to? Okay, let's move our. I think what we're going to do is, and the spinach. Thank you, Richard. Richard is very handy and skilled in the kitchen. He's taught me a great deal about nutrition that goes beyond the Ukrainian way. The Ukrainian way is nutritious, of course, but always a budget comes first. And sometimes you can eat a little less, but really healthy, and it goes a long way. So that sounds good. I think all of this chopped can go in there.
Okay.
We stir, stir, stir.
All right, we go in there now.
Right, let's take the whole thing. Oh, there you go.
Can you just dump it all in there?
Thank you. Well done. Well done.
We're a well-oiled machine here.
Yeah, this is beautiful. Well done. And so,
okay, so the mechanics of the voice and the singing. How do you not pee yourself when you are?
That is such a good question coming from a woman who is of certain wisdom. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Who has had babies over 10 pounds? Well, no, not. Well, you've met Caleb.
Oh, Caleb. Talk
Right?
about a musician, though. What an amazing young man. We're just
Talk about height. His birthday was like 5 days.
Wow. His birthday.
Were those all to go in there at once?
Yes, they were all to go in there. Yes,
Okay.
and you can chuck this in there too.
Ooh.
The sauerkraut.
All
it
of
just
it?
goes all of it right now. It all goes right in.
Woo, woo.
And it gets all stirred up. We stirred that all up. It gets a little bit of, yeah. There you go. Maybe Richard wants to stir it while you come back and talk to me.
Hey, Richard, do you want to stir?
Okay, Richard's gone. He's
Okay.
gonna go stir, and then Wendy can come back and talk to me. Nice.
So the chicken is sort of
Thankfully.
sort of detaching from the bottom, but it isn't quite ready to do that yet.
Yeah. So we were talking about Caleb and how amazing he is, and
No,
how
we're
he's such a
talking
natural.
about your-
Oh, we're talking about me.
I'm talking about
yeah,
you.
that's right.
You and the
about,
singing.
enough about me. What do you think about me? That's a Bette Midler. Kind of a good one. Okay, go. We're definitely going to have to edit that one out. Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe,
Or
maybe not.
We'll just
just go with it.
hope
Oh my
that
gosh.
she follows us.
Silly.
Do we
Okay.
need it?
No,
this
we're done,
video?
done,
Okay,
done,
this can
done.
go.
Vamos. Beautiful.
Vamos. Adios, you.
So, what would you like to do next? Should we start the next soup, or do you want to chit chat for a sec?
I want to chit chat for a second.
Okay, I love it.
Okay, so what are the sort of folks that are coming to you right now?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because you're talking about things that hold you back. What about like trauma that holds you back?
100%.
Yeah.
Now you're hitting the nail on the head. If there is any childhood trauma of any kind, there is a way of protecting ourselves, which indeed implies holding our bodies. And so sometimes asking a student or a client to access that part of the breathing mechanism and letting go, the question that you asked me, is not fair and not possible. So
Right.
that takes nurturing, time, trust, of course, other healing modalities. And then I also believe that, like what you asked, it's a pelvic floor fitness, which is engaging, but also the fitness includes the letting go and the engaging. I'll tell you, Pilates has been a great help for me in terms of that area. Young women and men, I'll get them to sit on a meditation cushion, maybe and let the pelvic floor rest on that cushion as they take a breath in. The biofeedback there is, let yourself drop into that cushion. It's an awareness, and it does take time. But my job as an opera singer has been to breathe in this way my whole life. So I don't know any opera singers, any colleagues of mine who have any circulation problems, because our
really?
job is to breathe
to
like
breathe.
this. Yes,
Yeah.
to breathe like that. So I feel like that is the beginning. Now, clients, the kind of clients, random and wild diversity of clients. I had a woman call with a long COVID situation where the voice was completely gone, and she did not live in this area, so I worked with her online over Zoom. And this is a very interesting little anecdote that I want to tell you about. She was really getting there. She sounded really good, and then Zoom let us down. You know, technically something happened. So I said to her, I noticed your husband set this whole thing up for you. Why don't you ask him back into the room, and he can maybe give us a hand to keep going here. So she called him in the room, and he walked in. He said, you know, I'm really busy here. He's on the phone. I'm really busy here. I don't have time for this. Fine, I'll help. At that moment, her voice was gone all over again. The work we had done
Mine would be gone,
disappeared. So my point is that the connection emotionally, physically, metaphysically, mind, body, spirit, the whole thing, it's all connected. So clients like that, singers, many school teachers who have been using their voice to speak over, you know.
Move your hair off your mic.
Oh, move my hair off my mic. Should I? Okay, there you go.
That's good.
So many, good thing you get to edit. Many school teachers, ministers. I have a man now who's coming to see me who's a rock star, and he is sounding beautiful in his genre, but it's going. So just to learn how to keep that voice healthy, come in consistently so I can rebuild that voice. So that's been delightful. And also actually beginning to make those sounds too that are not classical, in order that I may myself personally discover how to make those sounds in the healthiest way possible.
Okay.
So trying them on my own throat, which is very different for me.
What would be like a harmful, maybe a sound that we might make sort of on the regular that we don't know is hurting our throat, but really we're doing our voice damage?
Oh, thank you for asking that question. What an intelligent question, actually.
Thank you.
Many times we think, oh, my voice is compromised in some way. I think I will reserve my voice. I'll take care. So we stop supporting down here. Notice how every sound I'm making is actually a gesture here. It's a gesture here. And then I get off my support and I go on the vocal fry like this. And you can hear, I've even heard some newscasters, and their sentences with a fry. This is very in right now. And any of that fry is very bad for the voice. So better to speak in a medium loud sound engaged here. And what do I mean by this? I mean that every consonant, I can feel it in between my ribs and the intercostal muscles. Okay, okay. Every consonant is here when I'm speaking or singing. Yeah. As opposed to being detached and speaking everything and making the sounds here.
I feel like I need to join up because I'm doing so much talking.
Yes.
And I'm scared that I'm going to start sounding like an old lady, for one thing.
Well, first of all, you don't.
But I could.
But we will make sure that doesn't happen. I'm going to help you, I promise you. That's very good that you notice that you want that help. Very good. And honestly, how could an opera singer sing for 3.5 hours on that opera stage unless they're doing it with their black belt judo move rather than anything to do with the throat? So in my world, we talk about singing above the throat. I do nothing here. It's a breath here and then right over and right here. I speak that way and I sing that way. That's why the sound is sort of full-bodied and sounds either optimistic or very confident because it's coming from the core of me. It's not coming from this place, this place, right? Or even sometimes people have tension in their sound and this sounds a little stressed, right? Yeah. So I love helping people. I've been helping some actors who've been on the camera and then the director saying, speak up. And they're going, that's it, that's all I got, right? And they're starting to feel fatigued, right? But learning to do it from here, it's not impossible. It's easy. It's the most natural way to use your voice.
It would take a lot of muscle memory though, right? Because you'd have to get everything coordinated. And I can imagine that's almost like learning to ride a bike where you're just like,
oh my gosh, I can't believe you just said that. I say that to my students.
thing?
It's like learning to ride a bike. It's a balance, right? And when you finally get it, you get it. And then all these things line up.
Oh, that's so lovely. Do you have some kookaburra exercises that people do where they're just making weird sounds?
I have a story to tell you.
I believe in you for the weird sounds.
Okay, when I was bringing in the cast for the opera productions, one young tenor did not have a place to stay, so ended up staying at our house. My young son of 20, he was 20 at that time, was listening to a tenor who was living at our house for 2 weeks.
Nice.
After that, he said, I have to move out, I can't live here. Because perpetually, this professional tenor was going, I don't know, do you think that would get old? He was going insane.
Yeah.
But yes, we're constantly engaging this part of the body, and then we're trying it out on our throat to make sure it's above the throat. Me. That's where that comes from. There you go. How's the soup going over there, Ashley? How's the soup going?
It's calmed down. It was in this pot, like overwhelming the pot, and now it's
all we have to do now is add this broth, and then we just let it simmer, and we are DON with the first kind of soup.
Brothy man, here.
There you are.
Broth that up. While we're doing that, I'll make our
please do
a pairing for that soup.
I love that, a pairing for the soup. I have never paired with a soup in my life.
Almost anything can be a pairing, right? So even I had made some rosemary bread the other day, and that would be lovely with the soup as a pairing. Because for me, chicken and poultry and rosemary just are such a perfect marriage. Okay, so I'll show what I did to make this. Actually, we could get Richard and the cutting place.
I'm just going to do this.
I'm going to
just do this a little bit.
Yeah, it's just vegetable remnants. There's
Just
no
remnants.
chicken we cut.
There's no chicken.
Okay.
No chicken remnants. This is a safe kitchen.
So slice that really thin and then layer it in, the whole thing. Okay. Yeah, because I'll use it just to make more of this. And then layer it in with fresh lime. So both of these have been washed, so they, you know, are really safe. And I'm going to grab some ice. I think I need another one because Richard should be in on this. There we go. All right. So I'll get you to put some ice cubes in here. And
I like your delegating ways.
Oh, thank you.
This is the secret to success. Delegate whenever you can.
Delegating
and then after
is
you
good.
delegate, don't take it back. That's what I always used to do. Take it back after I gave it to someone because I think they didn't do it as well as I did. And that's really the worst. Everybody feels bad when you do that.
Yeah.
There. 1, 2,
Doing great.
3.
Yeah,
Thank you for the encouragement.
Send it all out.
Okay, I love it. How's that? More? All?
Gorgeous.
Okay, that's good. There we go. One more for good measure. There we
Oh,
go.
why not? Okay, so what's in here is a,
What is in there, Wendy?
it is a solution of simple syrup. So it's white sugar and water, certain ratio, and you boil that, and then it just turns into, you know, a solution. And then we have suspended in there little fragments of. Is that okay? Yeah, just keep going and toss it all into that jar. Little bits of ginger and some lime, fresh lime. So that sat overnight in the fridge, and then I strained it out this morning. So what we're going to do is just sort of measure in. So this is ginger ale that we are making, and it only has this very few ingredients.
Sounds yummy.
It's great.
That's got to be good for your throat too. There you go. Ginger for the voice, extremely good for you.
Okay, so TikTok question.
Yes, sure. Hit me.
Okay. Oh. TikTok questions. So there's this lady, and she's talking about how people say that they need to keep their vocal folds moist. So keep drinking while you're singing. And then she said, that's crazy because if the water actually got onto your vocal folds, you'd be coughing because you'd be drowning yourself. What is true?
I think yes, the voice has to stay hydrated. And of course, to stay hydrated, one of the ways is to systemically drink, and then it comes back around and hydrates. But more importantly, and this is true of my life, in every opera house that I ever sang, in the backstage, in the green room, there were beautiful kettles boiling, and you would breathe this vaporized warm air into the open mouth and therefore hydrate the cords directly.
So yes and no. So you're not splashing water on them?
No, there's no water getting splashed on them, of course, directly, but systemically they're being hydrated because you drink water. That makes sense.
Yes.
I learned from Richard, though, that when you drink a lot of water and you don't have your electrolytes, or you don't add the salt, the magnesium, the other things, drinking more and more and more water, we practice yoga together, and Richard taught me that if you drink a lot of water but you don't use electrolytes, you're actually making yourself even less efficient in a yoga practice, because I'm still dizzy. So I started drinking less water, adding electrolytes, felt better.
At what point does like a water intoxication start taking over? Because I know if you drink too much water, you throw off your electrolyte balance just by so much water. You can get almost like intoxication symptoms.
I have no idea. Do you know? Just a lot.
Look into it.
Yeah, a lot.
We should do that for a live stream. All we do for an hour is drink water and see what happens. Okay, so
That's a terrible idea.
I have so many bad ideas. Okay, so we just added a little bit of soda stream.
And then what about that?
This is what I'm going to use tomorrow for tomorrow's this. So I'll just add some simple syrup. So this is mostly so you can see how pretty it is and how you set it up. So fill this to the brim with simple syrup, cap it off, put it in the fridge.
I love it.
Yeah,
this is so fun. Well, cheers.
Taste this.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's refreshing and not too sweet. I don't like things too sweet. This is very refreshing.
Here, you can lime it if you want.
Oh, lime me, baby. Is that a verb? I don't think so.
I'll give you your own.
I'm not sure that's a yeah, anyway, love it.
It doesn't
Cheers.
sound rude. It just sounds weird.
Yeah.
We can keep
It's
our
a four-letter
PG
word,
rating. Lime. Say that to your mom, see what happens.
What the lime? Okay, this is pretty good.
What the lime?
This is lime and good.
Because you're mine, I sip the lime.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Next.
Okay. So this will go with our chicken soup.
Love it.
Once it's ready and we can try it in a bowl, try it with that.
Okay.
See how it goes.
Sounds amazing.
Okay, next we have our
the second kind of
miso
soup.
world.
Okay. So now I'd like to share with you, my friends, this idea of a true nutritious snack, or actually even it is part of the breakfast of the traditional Japanese household. So I learned this all from my delightful friend, and I would like to share this with you. Two kinds of soup, my kind of soup, and then this new kind of soup that has really benefited me. Why? Because there is a beautiful probiotic component. There's an umami flavor. That's the fifth of the flavors, which I learned about. And there's also some health benefits from adding wakame. This is a seafood that is actually, it's a seaweed that is food. Seafood, seaweed that is food. So what I need now is just the kettle and a bowl.
Okay, kettle and bowl.
Yes, so the kettle is already boiled for a while. No, just a little serving of
But
serving
we can
bowl.
see through this.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Right, I forgot. We're doing a show. It's not about us. Right. Great. So we're going to have boiling water, and then what I have in this vessel here is, it's called hondashi. It's not dashi, which is homemade, made from fish flakes and kelp or seaweed, but this is that made and then dehydrated so that I don't have to go to all that trouble at home, which I have done because it's even fishier and I like the fishy. So this is the shortcut. This is called hondashi, and you can get it at the Asian market, right? So we're going to put some hot water in here. Of course, this bowl is much bigger than a personal serving size, but this is so you can see. I guess I'm making hondashi for a family of 4. Thank you for knowing. That's perfect. No, that's perfect. That's good. Perfect. Moved it out of the way so you can see. So here we go. We're actually going to add just a certain amount, and it's almost a guess. It's according to your own palate. So I'm just going to add a certain amount here, and then we're going to add the hot water into this, and it simply dissolves. How hard is that? That's just too easy, right? So we're just going to add that hot water. There it is. Beautifully.
How much?
And
all of this?
No, okay, just start pouring. I'll say when.
Okay, this is just over half a liter.
Right. Again, it's just going to be something. I think that's good. We're just going to leave it right there for now. And then I stir this until it dissolves. Just something simple like that. And maybe a little bit more water.
Got it.
Please.
I have water.
Right. Richard is giving me the little nudge, a little more water. Perfect,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So the palate that I don't yet have definitely is possessed by my friend here, and he would know in a heartbeat whether this is right or not. And so I'm a student, I'm learning. So next we add this, what we call, do we add the miso first? Oh, miso first, okay. Miso first. There we are. Is that about a right amount? How does that look? Half that. Okay. So it's probably killing Richard not to be doing this himself. Okay. And then we let this dissolve. Now this takes a little. Richard, would you like to stir this so that it dissolves?
Do you want to do it over there? And then that little camera can pick you up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There we are.
And so what we just added is miso paste, and I encourage you to maybe choose the white miso paste. It tastes better than the dark one. I shouldn't say better. It's more palatable for us. That it's not as dark. So that tastes amazing. So those two things together. Of course, most people add chunks of tofu. I don't typically, I just have it this way. So we're just gonna skip that. And then we add this wakame. This is a dried seaweed. And maybe we'll let Richard add that to this soup. A little more water, please. It's not, I probably have a little hard time breaking that down.
Do you want me to heat it some more?
No, it's good.
It's all right. Say when?
Fine. Perfect.
There we go. And this is part of the traditional Japanese breakfast, that's a wakame. Am I saying it right?
Wakame.
Wakame. Right in, and there it goes. Watch them grow. They grow. They rehydrate and then become yummy. Now this is what you would be ordering at the Japanese restaurant if you ordered miso soup, but the homemade version is superior. And if you go to the trouble of making your own dashi, it's even yummier. This is called miso shiru, which is miso soup, right? So this, go ahead, Richard, you taste it and see if we, yes.
Yeah, these are tasting spoons, so you can just drop it into there after you've tasted.
Yeah, taste with this one and then you'll drop your spoon in there. How is it?
It's perfect.
Okay, here we go, Richard.
For our purposes
Put
here
some in
today,
these.
it is perfect. But between you and me, Richard never uses that word ever. So I think I heard him use the word great once, and that's when he made his own homemade gyoza, and they were great. So there we go. We're going to try this one. See how the other benefit of this particular soup is it's ready in 5 hot seconds, right?
Yeah.
Whereas we're going to wait for that one a bit, right?
Till we're old. Let's
Till we're old.
turn it up.
There we go. There we go.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Oh, you do.
A little bit more. Okay. Here, I'll tip this for you. There we are. Perfect. So you see these pretty, how pretty these, the seaweed kind of grows. It just grows into this beautiful, yummy thing. All right.
Keep talking.
All right.
I'm looking
There's
for
more
something.
to say. Okay. There's always more to say.
There's always more to say.
Other components of a Japanese breakfast traditionally. Now, 50-50, I'm just going to make that up. 50% of the Japanese population are still eating the traditional breakfast, maybe even less. Many are eating a Western sort of breakfast, but the traditional breakfast includes miso soup and rice and natto. Have you ever heard of natto? Natto is a very healthy soybean fermented dish that you stir in with your rice, and it comes with a little bit of mustard and a little bit of soy sauce. And the natto is really, really very healthy for you as well. These components make a beautiful, beautiful Japanese breakfast. What's happening now?
So this is sour cherry juice. I want to see how it will go as a companion with the miso soup, and then try this as well and see which one is a better companion.
All right, well, arigato. What do you say before you?
Itadakimasu.
Thank you, there you are.
Break that down. How is it?
Itadakimasu.
Itadakimasu.
I feel like I might have just said something rude, but it's okay.
No, you're okay. Richard will make sure you know if it was right.
Ooh.
Isn't that amazing?
That is different than restaurant miso soup.
100%, 100%. The first time I tried homemade miso soup, I teared up with the joy of the flavor of it. Isn't it something?
It's
and
amazing.
it took 5 minutes to make.
Yeah.
So that's the new version of soup for this girl.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And it's nice. And go back to the soup. I think it's almost adds a creaminess
Yeah.
to the soup because of the acidity of the sour cherry.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, now try our ginger.
Wow.
I feel like ginger and miso really would like to be friends.
The
They
pairings.
like each other. Yeah, but it doesn't have the same effect of rounding. the soup as this acidity.
I love when you talk to me like this.
Yeah. I'll talk
No idea what it
some
means.
to you. It's the same as like if somebody's voice sounds acidic, a soup can be round.
You know what? A voice can sound round.
Of course, yes.
This is a phrase we use in Italian bel canto training, but it comes from Italian artwork. In the 1780s or so, this term chiara scura. Chiara means white or bright, scura means dark.
Oh, yes.
And chiara scura is now being used and bandied about even at the Mac store at the mall about makeup. This is referring to contouring, light and dark, and you need both aspects to complete a piece of art.
Yeah.
And you need both aspects to complete a sound. You don't want it all forward and chiara. You don't want it all dark either. That would a little too dark back there, but you want to balance.
Make a bright sound.
Make a bright sound? Okay, I just have a little seaweed in my throat. Excuse me. Okay. A bright sound is a, it would be very bright, yeah. Like, and a dark one is, where the tongue is pressing the larynx back in the back, and that's yes, a little bit a little bit darker, and
sounds like a
Russian. But you want something in the balance where it's focused here, but the roof of my mouth is so lifted and rounded that it's chiara scura, balanced. Or if you're a pop singer, it's different than that.
Can you do it?
No, I can't.
Oh, please.
Not yet, anyway. How's that?
Yeah,
Well, it's still going to sound classical. I'm so classical.
I think if you bounce it off the stippled ceiling, it'll fill the room with popness.
Or it'll break something, I'm afraid. It's going to break
the ceiling. It's an old ceiling.
So, wow.
Yeah, so that's fun.
That's really fun.
And we'll try that with the chicken one in a hot minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Weird questions.
Oh, I love your weird questions.
Weird
More
questions.
TikTok questions or just
More
out of
TikTok
your own
questions.
head?
Oh, I've got so many TikTok questions, but my brain, you know it.
Yeah.
It's a weird place. So one time you told me.
I don't know anybody like you, and I absolutely adore you.
Oh,
It's never boring. Go out for coffee with Wendy. It's never boring. Now, many topics will be addressed.
Yes.
None of them thoroughly, but it's so much fun.
It's kind of like skipping rocks.
Yes.
And you have so many rocks.
Oh, yeah.
And you just go and go and go.
I think you have more rocks than the average bear.
It could be.
Yeah.
It's diagnosable.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Okay. Now, back to your question.
Take medicine. Question. Seeing colors associated with sounds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's a thing.
It's a thing. It's
What's
a thing.
It called?
Synesthesia.
Synesthesia.
Sinus is sin. Sin is same, and thesia is senses. So two senses coming to you at the same time. So I have synesthesia in that sound, pitches will come to me in color. My son has the same thing.
Okay. What was that?
You know that really nasty red orange that some women wear on their lips and you're like, oh, that. These are all nasty orange. Oh.
That was nice.
That's better.
Plum?
Oh no, don't flatter yourself. It's not a plum yet.
This should be just a percussive sound.
That's, you know what, that's almost a metal sound. Like a nasty piece of tin you found at the dump.
Does it look like broken tin? The color?
Sure, yeah, kind of, yeah. See, you can do it.
She's making stuff up. I'm just looking for things to bang. Ooh, this makes a sound. It also splashes. Over there. Okay.
Save yourself, Richard. Save yourself.
Okay, it just purrs, but it'll tangle your hair up.
No, you're I'm listening, I'm listening. Don't get too close. B flat, I think. And also kind of brown.
This brown buzzer in B flat.
Brown buzzer in B flat.
And I got ginger syrup on my face. Thank you.
Little schmutz all over her face. It's okay. You're okay. It's okay.
Crying
It's
ginger
okay.
drops. Thank you. Thank you. We could have like a full 5 minutes of us just.
Yeah, I wonder if Richard regrets joining us today. I mean, it's possible that he might be on the inside going, what the heck am I doing here? But anyway.
It's kind of like being dropped into a monkey cage, isn't it?
Next time,
especially with the grooming.
We'll make him be the main subject.
Think so. Yeah.
And he'll have lots to tell you.
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, there we go. Nicholas, looking. We have a boss.
Oh, good.
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, no.
Oh,
yeah.
you have to answer to someone?
I do.
Oh.
Which is rare for us.
Richard is going to check the soup.
How's the soup, man? The soup is perfect.
Oh,
okay, here.
I've got to taste it for seasoning.
Oh yeah, it
taste.
definitely will need seasoning. There's another little seasoning that I brought with me, tarragon.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's what I didn't have.
Sure.
Woo!
And
You want this?
I don't
How
know,
much?
only if you do. You taste it first. Richard's going to taste it, and then he's going to decide about the tarragon. And the other is something that I also learned from Richard. This is umami salt. You take kosher salt, you take shiitake mushrooms, and you take garlic, and you blend. It's extremely salty, but it's called Nature's MSG.
That's good.
Holy moly.
Right?
Did you make this yourself?
I made it myself. You add this to anything, my friends, it's amazing. Isn't it amazing?
Mm.
It's got, it does have that flavor enhancing.
Mm-hmm.
So
It really reminds me of something from my childhood.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know,
Can't figure
Richard,
what it
how
is.
does it taste? Would you like a little, this kind of is, I put this stuff in everything. It makes everything taste so good.
You're like the lady from.
Yeah. I was going to say that, but then I thought,
That would get us dinged on our rating.
Salt. And we
yes.
have umami salt, and we also have regular salt.
Salty salt.
Use this.
Oh yeah, we're going to use Richard's umami salt.
Mm.
Isn't it amazing?
What's in miso? Like it can't
It is
be made
a-
out of misos.
It's a fermented soybean paste. Soybeans, fresh, I've learned, are not quite as healthy for you as they are in a fermented form. And natto, that I mentioned earlier, is probably the most fermented form of soybean. But they're fermented at different ways. That's why this light miso is the yummiest. Isn't it yummy?
It's amazing.
I know.
So, tofu is not fermented soybean?
Yeah, that's right. I don't think it's fermented, so it's not. I mean, in my mind, it's okay. I have lots of vegan friends, and they prefer
I love tofu.
Yeah, you do. Well,
my
good.
gosh,
Okay,
yes.
so it is also a soybean product, but just not fermented. It's been processed, though. I mean, you've probably seen that process, but. Okay. So, is it time to try the chicken soup?
It's time.
It's time.
Oh my gosh, okay. I've got some blue bowls.
Blue bowls.
Blue
I'm going to
bowls
be,
for chicken
I'll
soup.
move these bowls while we
That
get
way
the new
we
blue
can
bowls.
sort everything out.
All right.
Okay. Here's our blue bowls. Oh, one has a chip in it. That's how you know it's from somebody's actual home.
That's right. It's
Our
the
ladle's
little
gone.
idiosyncrasies
Oh, it's over
that make
here.
a house a home.
I'll rinse it.
That's usually what I hear when I want to say to my husband that I need something fixed around our house. He'll say, honey,
You're welcome.
it's the little idiosyncrasies that make this house a home, which is a way of getting out of doing the task. And you know what?
Oh,
I let him
dang.
I let him get away with it. That's fine. That's good.
You're not wrong though.
No, it is, right? If everything's perfect, you know.
It's very boring.
See?
Do you want to move that over to your?
It's good.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
All right.
Bum,
So
bum,
here
bum,
is
bum.
Mama's chicken soup.
Mama's chicken.
Mama's
soup.
chicken soup. It's just look how hearty that looks. That is
Very
gorgeous.
steamy.
Very steamy and very hearty. And we're going to give it a try.
Okay.
All right. Here's some more tasting spoons.
Yep. I got this one still.
1, 2, 3. Very good.
Thank you, Mama.
There we are. Yes.
So, are you fluent in
sorry,
Ukrainian?
No, because
Thank you.
my parents left and lived in Germany for 18 years and endured the Second War and then came to the States.
Oh.
So that means that my father was always saying, you need to speak the language of the land where you're living. He always
So they
wanted to
all
blend.
switched to
Yeah,
German.
he used to say this. Let the other guy speak first. Whatever language he's speaking, that's your citizenship. If they start talking Polish, you're Polish. If they start talking Ukrainian, you're Ukrainian. It's a way to survive.
That's very smart.
Smart.
Especially for that part of the world. Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
All right.
All right.
Bon appetit.
Mm-hmm.
Mmm. Yummy. Can't go wrong with a bowl of soup, friends. Yummy.
Mm. So what would you drink with soup? Or is this a beverage?
Well, I don't remember having drinks along with the meal.
Mm.
I only remember tea after the meal, peppermint tea from my mom's garden, you know, but I don't remember actually having a lot to drink during the meal.
Okay.
And yeah.
Well, I went on Reddit and was checking the situation out about what to pair with the soup. The biggest constant was NyQuil.
NyQuil.
Because we associate chicken
Right,
soup with,
right.
oh, you're feeling under the weather.
So you're going to drink NyQuil with it? Well, wow.
Yeah, shot of NyQuil.
I think you just eat, you don't need NyQuil, just have this. You don't
And
need it.
because this is kind of a beverage also.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, warm broths, there are those that believe warm is better for you than cold. It's a little harder to digest cold. And I myself personally need most of my veggies stewed. They just sit with me better. And warm broth, a warm beverage can't hurt. Like the warm, right?
The warmth. Yeah. The second leader up, other than the NyQuil, was ginger ale. Because
that makes
people
sense.
associate
Say-
ginger ale with staying home, and you're not well, so you can stay home. See if
And
it
it's
does
really good.
anything to the taste of the soup, though.
Let's see.
Like, I will throw ginger into tons of soups.
Ginger's so good for you. Awesome.
Yeah,
Really good, actually.
it is really good. Yeah,
It
I like
works.
the contrast between the really icy cold, sort of sharp, and then the warm,
Yeah,
nurturing feeling.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
This one is like, I don't know, going to a concert in the summer.
Oh, I love
outside.
it. I love it. It's so good. It's such a good idea. Make it yourself. I'm going to make this. I learned this from you.
Oh yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, very, very nice. And if you don't feel like making a simple syrup, there's like Simps downtown that make the most terrific simple syrups.
Oh, nice.
Really, really like
Oh, good to know.
clean production.
Great. We
Nice
have
to say.
so much talent in this valley.
Yeah.
You know, many yummy foods, yummy drinks, yummy bitters. It's just been so fun to discover the kind of local talent
Absolutely.
and local musical talent like your son.
Yeah, there's
Common
some
Fires. They
amazing-
are amazing. I never want to miss anything. They had this big coming out thing with their, and I was in Vancouver. I was so sad to miss it. Yeah. But
Yeah.
next time. Yeah, they're awesome.
I went, it was very warm.
Warm.
Well, it's that jackknife. So it's like
Oh.
this much room.
Like our yoga classes sometimes. The mats are like this far apart. I love it.
Oh,
Sweaty, and
that's
it's
too
hot
much.
yoga.
Ah.
Hot yoga and the mats are this far apart. I love it.
Do you get really rubbery after that? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I'm
spangy?
pretty rubbery right now, so trying to stand up straight.
Whew. Yeah, well, I'll try and stack our bones on top so we don't fall to the floor and rubble. So as far as places in town, do you have any recommendations? Like, where would you go? Take somebody for brunch. Somebody you like.
Well, now Richard and I might differ on this, but I really like Erica Jane. It's a new restaurant at the Floor of Water.
Yes.
Yep.
It's close. You can see the dolphin statue from there, right?
Yeah. You feel like you're in a metropolitan center for that 1 or 2 blocks right there.
They have the most beautiful Instagram.
Oh.
Erica Jane. If you,
Oh, I
yeah,
haven't. I'll have to check that
Their
out.
food photography
Oh.
is top notch.
Richard, where would you go for brunch?
Brunch?
Yeah, Richard doesn't eat brunch. Look at his body. He is a intermittent faster, so I think the first time he begins to eat is around 4 o'clock.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have to
It
ask
could
him
be
a different
brunch
question.
at 4. Why not?
Micro.
Micro.
Yeah,
We go
micro
to
is good.
Micro. Yeah, they're
Micro's
very
yummy.
clever with their little plates.
Oh yeah, I like micro. I love it a lot.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they make really good non-alcoholic cocktails.
Yeah, the mocktails are yum. Yeah, non-alcoholic cocktails are yummy. Yeah. What else? Where else?
Where else? Where are you going for dinner?
Well, I like Humo.
Humo.
It's new. It used to be the Ricky's Steakhouse, and after that it was a Thai place, but now it is this Japanese Latin fusion, and it's right across the street
wow.
from the city park. And it's cool. The vibe is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, I mean, and micro, yeah. Those are my 3 favorite places for sure. Yeah.
Have you been to Frankie?
Frankie, oh yeah. Lots of my friends always want to have lunch at Frankie's We Salute You because they don't necessarily want the meat, right? Yeah, but that's a pretty ding dang good fake meat thing because they did this carrot salmon toast. The carrot, it was just carrots, but it tastes like salmon on toast. It was so good.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm down just for an avocado smashed.
Oh yeah. It's yummy. That's really yummy. Yeah. Sadly Naked Cafe. I think they're looking for a new owner. They're and also So
little hobo.
That's too heavy for me. I just can't.
They do a lot of soups though, or are their soups pretty heavy too?
I find their food. It's yummy. Don't get me wrong. It's not a downer, but it's heavy. And if it has any of those canola oils, industrial oils, seed oils, any of those kind of oils, I can't manage it. I'm very sensitive. So that's why I said butter only. And I didn't know what kind of oil you had. I see it's olive oil, right? Yeah. I would have been fine. That would have been fine. But I'm a little nervous about oils.
Olive oil and avocado oil.
Yeah, that's it. At our house too.
Yeah, I find they're pretty safe for going on and living after you've eaten.
Well, that's it.
I feel like trash.
Yeah. Oh no, I can't. I just can't manage it. It's just too heavy.
I'd love to know what happens when you eat something that doesn't. No, no.
We're not doing that as an experiment. That's not happening.
Let's feed her bad stuff. And see what happens.
This one. Can you imagine her at a slumber party when you were in high school? Oh my God. I was always one that fell asleep first. I would get,
I'd break out my pants.
Yes, you would.
Make sure you were good and asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So out of our pairings that we did with the miso soup and the chicken, what do you think worked well? Because we're doing a lot of pairings all the time, and I have to bring my song training in somehow.
Oh, I see. Now I get it.
Yeah.
I'm going to defer to the person who would definitely have a stronger opinion and a more intelligent opinion than me. My palate is yet in training. I feel like this individual would have a better answer.
I love the ginger ale with both of them, actually. Although this is delicious.
Yeah, I like this just as sort of like a drink.
I thought you were pulling out red wine, to be honest with you.
Well,
I thought that looks like a Merlot.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, it's got the depth, and it could almost be a really dense Pinot Noir because of the like the oxidization element to it. No, I keep it on hand for family members who don't drink and they want to experience the same sort of taste profile as everybody else. Yeah, so things where there would be high tannin content. You can fake up tannin with tea.
Oh
yeah. So if you're using tannin to bind with protein so that every bite of the protein tastes as good as the first bite, then you use a tannin to hook it together and get it out of there. Yeah.
I should be interviewing you. You need to have, let me interview you on one of these and you talk about all that. I would do it.
Wouldn't that be
that'd be
hilarious. We could get into all kinds of trouble.
Oh yeah, I make Richard chop everything while we are,
Oh yeah, we just bring Richard everywhere now. And what he does is he chops.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you were singing opera, what are some of the stages that you sang on? Sang?
Sung.
Singed?
Oh wait. Well, I mean, most of my singing career took me to Europe or Eastern Europe, and I'm very, very excited to be invited to many of the main houses in Eastern Europe because my people, right? So I think maybe one of the most rewarding experiences for me is to have sung in Kiev and Lviv. Those are places very close to my mom and dad's hometown of Solomko, which is right outside of Rovno. And so I had the privilege of going back to the village where my mom and dad lived, saw my grandfather's house, which was sitting empty and was on sale for $400 American, so my sister bought it, just for the heck of it. Nobody in this little village had a car. So my sister bought the mayor a car to be used so that they could go from village to village. The first car for that town.
Wow.
And I saw the bunker where my parents and 2 other families hid underground for 3 months while the Russian front and the German front met. And that is a very emotional experience.
Yes.
But that is probably the most rewarding tour I took. Russia, taking the night bullet train from Moscow to St. Petersburg, that's an experience. I think I felt like I was moving for days after that. Prague, many houses in Germany, Italy, France. I really never really got to any warm places. Like, you know, people go to Bali. That's not usually where an opera singer ends up, right?
No,
So
no.
maybe I'll end up somewhere warm like that for a yoga retreat or something.
Yeah. Or you could just stand out in the water and use the water to carry your
There you
voice
go.
all
There
over Bali.
That would be very fun.
I've been in big open spaces where you've been somewhere and I can, like, right away, there you are.
Oh.
Yeah, like in a group singing thing.
Aw.
It's like, hop, there's Alexandra, boom, big.
That's that good Slavic upbringing and then learning how to breathe, right?
And Pilates forever.
Yeah, I think everybody's voice could be open and free and significant like that. It just takes a matter of understanding how to use the instrument. So I'm thrilled to be exactly where I am. I honestly have to say I don't think I've been as happy ever in my life as I am right now, settled into this role where I know I'm making a difference and really enjoying my life. The work-life balance has been sorted out and I have the time to really live now and not just push or feel stressed or, you know, when you're running a nonprofit, it's a perpetual ask. There's really no rest. Even when you're at home, you're still brewing over the possibilities of success or failure. And so I'm now just being able to really truly rest when I'm resting is amazing.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy time for me.
Oh, and that's good. And we can find you through your website that you mentioned?
Yes, Alexandra Babbel Studios or Candesca, or I'm all over on the social media platforms. So just look up my name.
Showing your cute outfits.
Yes, cute outfits.
Like, this is cute.
Do you
Is it
like?
here in town?
Yes, Bia Boro. Plug for
Oh,
Bia Boro.
very
I have
nice.
this dress in this color and also in a champagne color, and it's a good day dress. You can throw this
yeah.
on and just work, and I'm very comfortable in this. So
Oh, that's wonderful.
also, I just feel separates are more work, but
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
It's crazy. When you put on a dress and people are like, wow, you really tried.
it's less
like,
try.
oh my
It's a
gosh.
less try.
You tried so little.
It's
like
a no
wearing
try.
a shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
No pants.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
And on that note, no pants. Say goodbye for this week. Thank you so much, Alexandra, and oh my gosh, Richard.
I just love you.
And thank you, Renee.
We love you just the way you are. You are the best.
you.
Oh my gosh, so fun.
Bye-bye.
Oh my God, yeah, I love you.